Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new video today. Today I am going to be analysing the F1 2020 My Driver Team Career Mode trailer. A trailer was released today by Codemasters. Go check it out, but stay here obviously to watch and see my review. Enjoy. So there we have it then, folks. That is the F1 My Driver 2020 trailer then there. But now let's indulge into this review of the trailer. And the trailer looks absolutely banging. Literally looks gorgeous. Okay. And yeah, there was so much things in there I'm pretty sure you've picked up, but I'm going to indulge into only a few things that I really liked to see and really took notice of. Okay, here. Which I hope you guys will appreciate, obviously, what my take is on it all, and into basically the main things. But there's so much customization in this year, but that is basically what My Driver is about, okay? Or my team, sorry. My team is about basically building your own team, customizing your own team to how you personally like it, and you're basically the manager, so you make all the hiring, firing decisions, you make basically all the big decisions that basically any team principal would make. But not only that, you're also driving, just like Jack Brabham did for his own team. You're basically a Jack Brabham type driver, basically. And that's basically what my team career mode is about. But the first thing I obviously particularly liked and want to discuss is obviously the engine manufacturers. So obviously Formula One, there's only really 4 engine manufacturers: Honda, Mercedes, Ferrari and Renault. And as you can see, not only do the drivers this year have ratings, but also so do the engine manufacturers. And that comes at a big cost. So the better the manufacturer, for instance Ferrari, who is the best one, has a overall cost of 4.1 million. But for that, you're getting the best reliability on the grid, so 97% durability, and you should have the best engine on the grid, which is going to help you out hugely. Whereas you go for a Renault and you got a worse, engine, you got a worse performance, or Honda, you've got even worse performance and even worse reliability. So therefore, there's more chance you're going to break down during races, and more chance also you're not going to do as well in top 10 speed circuits. But moving on now from that swiftly, we're going to obviously talk about now sponsorships. Now sponsorships, by the looks of it, there's actually a good lot of sponsorships. And just like, selecting your manufacturer, you'll be able to select who you sponsor with. And obviously none of the sponsors are real. However, obviously, they have tried to make them as authentic as possible. But, there's going to be a handy amount of sponsors you can choose from, which will come with, obviously, different requirements. Okay, so for instance, I don't know, if you sign Highland, you may be required to win the championship. Whereas if you sign, let's say, Polar, you may be they may just want you to promote their brand. more and more, and just make sure the drivers are on top of their media interviews and stuff and not saying anything bad, you see. And there's quite a lot of them. In fact, I counted 48. Now, if you can count more, fair enough. But I counted 48 because rows are made up of 6 sponsors each by the looks of it. But, you know, most of the sponsors are plain white on a coloured background, okay, which suggests to me that you're probably going to be able to choose what colour the brand will be represented in. I hope it's not just going to be plain white, because that would be a bit boring if your sponsors are just plain white, and it could clash with some colours. But I don't think that will be the case. I think you will be able to choose what colour your sponsors are going to be in. But the good thing here is we've got a handful by the looks of it to select from. As you can see, you've got RGB, which again, these are all fake, okay, by the way, but you can get lots of different sponsors. But coming on to the next screen, as you can see here, you can actually now see how much each sponsor will cost. For instance, Distrot, I believe that's how you pronounce it, but Distrot, let's say, for now, 5.1 million, but you can see the aim of it is to finish 5th in the Constructors' World Championship. Now, if you're starting out, that may be a bit unrealistic, so you may not want to go for them, and you may want to go for a lower sponsor, where maybe the goal is a bit more realistic for your team overall, because, quite frankly, if you go for an unrealistic sponsor, you're going to lose commercial value, and yeah, that's going to affect your value, and you're not going to achieve the sponsorship goals that sponsor has set. So you've got to be quite realistic at what sponsor you go for. Now moving on again to the driver market, and here we have a full complete list of driver markets, and you can see basically how much each driver is going to cost. They now come with their own rating. Now, I know the ratings this year have been somewhat controversial. Some people have complained that, it's very unrealistic, very unfair, and not really good ratings. But look, maybe Codemasters are going to address that down the line. We don't know, because sometimes they do in a patch. Okay, let's not forget that. Let's, just thank Codemasters for doing all this. This is the first time we've even had driver ratings in a Formula 1 game. So let's bear that in mind as well. And I think we should. But you can see, you can buy now drivers out of their contract. So, for instance, Vettel would cost 4 million to buy out. But, then he comes at additional costs and is going to cost a lot of money per season. Also, if we look here on this screen, we've actually now got a driver comparison. So you can actually see and compare how your driver is doing to a rival's team driver. For instance, your driver, let's say Nick de Vries in this instance, and a rival driver from Racing Point, Sergio Perez, you can see how the two stack up, and you can see where you may want to improve your driver. So, for instance, let's say you sign Nick de Vries, you can see here that Nick de Vries' awareness is 80, and same with Sergio Perez. So actually both of them two are pretty evenly matched. Pace-wise though, you can see Nick de Vries fall short there, and in other areas and experience. But that will come also with time, and the drivers will improve, I think. And also, I don't know whether the drivers are going to not improve as well. I don't know what I mean, not improve. I don't know whether they're going to obviously decline in form and value. That would be nice. I hope they will. Because it will just mean that we get more new introduced drivers into Formula 1. Next, we move on to this engine bay. Now, we can actually see here a bunch of engine mechanics working on the engine side of things. And yeah, this is going to be another thing. You can upgrade your engine now in it, and yeah, you've got your own little engine room. It looks really good, but you can upgrade also the engine facilities, which again, will make it look shinier, better than engine facilities. And we'll come on to what I mean. Well, you'll see what I mean in a sec, how you can upgrade this stuff and what it will look like maybe 3 or 4 seasons down the line. And it looks so splendid, actually. It looks amazing. And coming on to what I mean is, as you can see, here's just a marketing, I think, section. So this would be your corporate side. And you just see this is a very immaculate facility compared to the one we just saw. You can see how immaculate, crisp this is, and you can see that everyone is working away, and yeah, it looks really, really nice. Huge TV. It looks just a lot more professional and Formula 1-esque, it is really, really nice, little bit in this corporate screen. And obviously, the better your corporate facility is, and the more you've upgraded it, I imagine that'll attract bigger sponsors and more valued sponsors, so long you're also getting results on the track. So it's not about just, one thing this year. It's about getting results on the track, I suspect, plus obviously making sure you're upgrading in the right ways and upgrading in the right departments, because if not, you're going to get left, by the looks of it, very, very quickly behind. And one thing I noticed not many YouTubers actually on YouTube pointed out was this. Now, this is, by the looks of it, the new calendar that we're going to have. And as you can see here, this will be the new calendar. So as you can see, 1 day time that this person, whoever's playing the game right now or doing this career mode, has obviously a driver promotion filming day for their drivers. And not only that, in 2 days' time, they've got simulator training. 3 days' time, they've got, obviously power department focus. So, you can see literally what's upcoming. You can see how far away you're from the next Grand Prix. So right now, this person's on the 10th. Next Grand Prix is on the 25th. So, you got quite a substantial time to the next Grand Prix. I've read the date wrong, meant to say 20th, sorry. But either way, that's irrelevant. But the point is, you can see now your actual calendar, how things are going to take place. And yeah, now coming on again to the driver simulator point, here's basically a very simple driver simulator, because literally, when I say this is simple, you'll see what I mean. So this is like F2 sort of style, or maybe some stuff, maybe some rich people would have at their own home, in their own mansions, if you get where I'm coming from. But it looks very, very good. Obviously, you can see the F1 2019 game. That's a shot of Monaco Zandvoort. There, that clearly driver is practicing for. So this would be prior to the Monaco Grand Prix weekend, I suspect, for... I'm not sure who it is. Maybe Nick de Vries, that is. Who knows? But yeah, really, really nice looking, game there and simulator. But this is basic when we come on to what you're going to see next. And this is what I mean. That's basic. This is more like what you'd actually get in a Formula One factory. Now, there's a great video online, Red Bull Formula One factory. And it's with Sebastian Vettel and Rocky, Sebastian Vettel's former race engineer. And you can see they did a day in the simulator. And basically, you can tell that is literally what a simulator would look like in real life. And yeah, they've done that modelled it pretty accurately. But what shocks me about all this, just imagine 2 years ago, you wouldn't have any of this, literally. Last year, we didn't even get this. This is an amazing achievement for Codemasters. And quite frankly, if F1 2020 works well, both offline and online, I reckon this could be the best F1 game of all time. So long the handling model's correct, so long the tracks are pretty decent, I'm actually looking really, really forward to this. And you know what? I think it will be the best F1 game of all time. Because, this is really looking very nice, slick stuff. And here you go again, this is the aero department. As you can see, a man standing with a... windpipe or whatever, just to see the aero data, and obviously just a little basic laptop. Very, very basic facilities here, as you can see. But when I cut to the next slide, you'll just see what I mean by how you can upgrade that team again. You can see that how maybe later on down the line, 3 or 4 seasons, let's say, you could have this stuff if you invest in the right way. If you don't, however, you're going to have to live with these facilities, which aren't going to necessarily be as good, and it means your development upgrading should be effectively a bit slower than other teams and could be a bit trickier. And that's what I mean. Here we go to the next slide, as you can see. And you can see here, basically, you got this lovely fancy facility. This is basically what you'd see in Woking, at the McLaren factory, or, even in the Enzo Ferrari factories in Maranello. This is basically the high-tech stuff, a modern, super-powered F1 team would be equipped with, basically, this sort of wind tunnel. And you can just see how advanced this wind tunnel is. And this obviously is going to be a lot better, because not only will it give you a more precise data, But, you know, it'll be better for upgrading the car. It means probably less chance of development failures, you know, and better developments. It just means you'll be able to upgrade probably your car in a better way. And finally, coming onto this screen, you can now actually see how you're actually doing per calendar month or per calendar year. So you can actually see your income, your expenditure, and this will be very, very good, especially if you're a bit of a nerd, I guess, like myself, because I'm a bit of a nerd myself, I would say. I like looking at data, and data is pretty nice to look at. And yeah, you can see, you know, you're going to have obviously all this, you know, influx, and you can see how that influx will be throughout the entire Formula One season, and how much money you're going to be earning throughout that entire Formula One season. As you can see, that little red bit there, in mid-season, maybe that was like a, let's say, a sponsorship. So, you know, that was when you met the sponsorship, hence the high peak influx where you've literally gained all that big value money. And yeah, you know, it's just going to show you where you've invested, where you've lost, where you've gained obviously money. And I really, really like that. Very, very cool feature. So yeah, overall F1 2020 looking fantastic. I can't wait to play. I hope you can't either. And yeah, hopefully this game F1 2020 will be absolutely fantastic and a thrill to play. So yeah, I look forward to getting it in a month's time or whatever. But yeah, it looks great and top job. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share this video. Until the next time, folks, have a great day.